Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's Commander Blay, and this is your preview for the Chelsea versus Manchester United game, which will be taking place tomorrow, 12:30, early kickoff at Stamford Bridge. Well, Jose Mourinho comes back to the bridge, another memorable moment, but it's not a time of a joyous moment. Obviously, Mourinho is under huge amounts of pressure. He could lose his job tomorrow if we do beat them, and I think it is very, very possible that if we do smash him or even just beat him, Mourinho will be sacked. How ironic would it be that we sack him once again as Chelsea back at the bridge as well? So it's, gloomy times for Manchester United. But obviously with this preview, I'm going to go over what Sarri said in his press conference. I'm going to give you guys my predicted lineup, and I'm also going to be giving you guys some background information regarding Man United, the way they set up, their formation, tactically how they want to set up, and their past results and where they sit in the Premier League table. So without getting further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first point obviously is regarding Man United's background information. Now, as you can see right now, they're sitting right down 7 points of Chelsea. They're sitting in 8th position. It's not great whatsoever. They've had an atrocious start to the season. People saying Mourinho's third season syndrome, very possible. He never does well with third seasons at any club he does. Obviously Chelsea twice, Man United now, Porto as well, Real Madrid. He wasn't really doing well in his third season. Even though he's won everything, he hasn't done well in his third season. And the way that United have performed, it's a toxic atmosphere. The fans that I've been speaking to, mates that United fans, they've told me, it's a toxic atmosphere. And none of the fans, at the moment are appreciating what's going on. Obviously, a lot of them want Mourinho out. They believe that, his tactics are outdated. He's killing the team. He's calling out players needlessly. And he's playing the wrong players. Now, obviously, there's some players in there that United fans are upset about playing. But apparently, according to Mourinho, now he's just had his press conference, Nemanja Matic and Marouane Fellaini are massive doubts for the game. Apparently, they are injured, which means it might force his hands to play people or players that are, that have legs basically. So this means like Fred, Pereira, Pogba, etc., which could be a problem with us. Now, obviously, Mourinho likes to sit back a lot. He's more of a very defensive-minded coach. He's very one-dimensional. He uses Fellaini a lot. He doesn't have any attacking intent whatsoever. We've been used to this for years and years. Even though I love him deep down, I love him so much, and he's done great things for us. He's just, the style of play is atrocious, and it's just not working. It's outdated. Football has changed. It's moved on, and you can see he's struggling this season, completely struggling. He didn't get the players he wanted in the transfer market. Didn't get the centre-backs he wanted. The fans have had enough. The fans are booing all the time. They're losing to poor teams, Brighton, Wolves, drawing to Wolves, losing at home, etc. So it's not been great whatsoever. Obviously, as you can see right now, they set up in more of a 4-3-3 formation. This is how they set up against Newcastle. And obviously, you have like Bailey and Chris Smalling in defence, David De Gea in goal, Ashley Young right back, Luke Shaw left back, who signed a contract yesterday at Manchester United. 3 in midfield of Nemanja Matic, Scott McTominay, and Paul Pogba, with Rashford, Martial and Lukaku. Now, obviously, they had a poor start, conceding 2 at home to Newcastle. But then they pulled it back with a great comeback in the second half. We've got to give it to them. But that midfield was terrible. A lot of United fans are complaining that midfield now. Because it's such a defensive-minded, one-dimensional midfield, Pogba wasn't able to transition from the defence to the attack, obviously, because there's not enough players that are creative in that midfield. So they're always sitting back. They can't transform the ball from the defence to the attack quickly enough. That's why Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic for them wasn't good enough. But like I said, Nemanja Matic and Marouane Fellaini are massive doubts for the game. That means Scott McTominay will probably definitely be playing this game. They set up the same formation as we do. Obviously, they like to have Rashford and Martial in the half spaces, but United can't play this formation as well as Chelsea do. Mourinho is a very defensive coach. He likes to have his centre-backs compact. However, he's been leaking a lot of goals this season. David De Gea hasn't had the best of seasons. His defence has been a shambles so far. So there's a lot of areas that Chelsea can exploit, basically, that Hazard in those half spaces, Pedro, when he's fit in those half spaces, can cause a lot of damage. We can penetrate that defence, especially when it's weak, fragile and vulnerable at the moment in time. Especially with the toxic atmosphere that's going on, it's something we can really penetrate, and it's a weakness we can basically expose pretty much. Now, if they have Scott McTominay, who in my opinion will definitely be playing, to Nemanja Matic is a massive doubt. Paul Pogba, in my opinion, will definitely be playing. I thought he was man of the match last time out against Newcastle. And they'll either have Fred or Pereira, or even Ander Herrera. Obviously, Ander Herrera, he'll try and replicate, Mourinho will try and replicate Ander Herrera to basically man-mark Hazard like he did in the past few seasons. But I'm going to tell you why that's not going to work this time. It's not going to work. Herrera will not pocket Hazard like he did on the Conte. Now, the reason why this will not happen is because now we have so many players in the forward positions. We're more of an attacking system. We attack, we move the ball quickly, one touch, two touch passing. You try and man-mark Hazard, we have 5-6 players up front. Pedro popping in those half spaces, Morata dropping deep, Kovacic pushing forward, Kante pushing forward. You can't just mark one player. Under Conte, we only had like Hazard and Morata up front. Of course, you man-mark Hazard, you man-mark our attack completely out the whole game, and that's why it worked in the past. However, it's not going to work. However, Herrera does have legs, so it might give United a bit of an advantage. But seriously, this is me being optimistic for United. I really think that we have a really good chance to win this game. It will be disappointing if we don't. Yes, this is the Premier League. You got to expect everything. But the way we're playing, the way we set up, the way we're attacking, it's going to be very hard for United to defend, especially with their shambolic defending recently. I think it's going to be very hard for them to even get a draw in this game. And for that reason, I believe that we're going to win this game. So that's basically how they set up. Obviously, they play the same formation, but nowhere near as good as us. They play more defensive. Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic, whoever's in that holding midfield, just sits back a bit. Now, if you look at their past results, they haven't done too great. Obviously, they won against Newcastle, great comeback. They beat, in the Champions League, they've been doing okay, spattering young boys, drawing a home to Valencia. They got Juventus coming up as well. But as you can see from the results, they've not been doing too great whatsoever. Like I said, they're saying that 8th position is not great for United's calibre and stature. So they've had a very, very poor season so far. But that's regarding United with the background information. Now, if we get into the next part of the video, which is Sarri's press conference, in this video, I'll be basically discussing what Sarri said in his press conference, who's injured, and the way we're going to set up, basically. So if we get straight into it, Maurizio Sarri reported there are some injury problems following the internationals. The most serious is Ethan Ampadu, but there are lesser problems for Hudson-Odoi and Barkley, so those three will be ruled out of the game. Sarri then adds that Rudiger and Kovacic have been doing better in the last couple of days, and he thinks that they will be available for tomorrow. So it's great news. There were some doubts regarding Rudiger and Kovacic, but they are available for selections. That means Kovacic and Rudiger will definitely be playing. And then Sarri said he does not know if Chelsea are playing better football than under Mourinho. I think he's just being generous and kind. I think playing much better football. He then went on to say a coach he points out was won everything everywhere. Sarri adds that the media should respect Mourinho also. Very humble. Sarri calls the abuse that Chelsea women captain Karen Carney received on social media this week is unacceptable and disgusting. He praises Carney's ability as a midfielder. I agree. And then Sarri says tomorrow's opponents, Manchester United, are a very strong team who, player by player, may be the best in the league. So once again, being very, very generous and humble. But finally, he was basically asked regarding the transfer window if Morata's been doing good enough. He replied, he's not thinking about the transfers at the moment, and he basically said that Morata has been playing better in recent games and he's training very well. So that's basically summing up Sarri's press conference. Rudiger and Kovacic are available for the game. However, like I said, Ethan Ampadu, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ross Barkley ruled out for the game, which is unfortunate, but luckily we got the depth to basically overrule that, and basically we'll be fine for the game. Basically, it's going to be a very, very strong team. But that's what Sarri says. Press conference. Now, if we get into our predicted lineup, here is my predicted lineup up as I've got right now. I've got Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, Marcos Alonso left back, right back of Cesar Azpilicueta, centre backs of David Luiz and Antonio Rudiger, so classic back five or back four. And then the three midfielders, obviously Ross Barkley's injured, so it's definitely going to be Kovacic, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. That's my midfield. And then the three up front of Eden Hazard, Pedro and Alvaro Morata. And obviously you want to continue with Alvaro Morata's momentum confidence. He scored 2 goals his last 2 games. And it's a perfect type of game tactically to play Morata. Obviously Giroud, the game's going to be much more open because it's 2 top 6 teams against each other. I said this before. Morata will have more space to run in behind, etc. So Morata's more tactically suited for this game. So I believe Alvaro Morata will be leading the will be leading the line. Like I said, 4-3-3 formation. That's my predicted lineup. Leave me your predicted lineup in the comment section below. I'm also going to go for a 3-1 score prediction. I believe Chelsea will win this 3-1. It will be a comfortable victory. United might nick one on the counter, but I believe it will execute the plan perfectly. Sarri will definitely have a plan for this. Like I said, United have been on very poor form. The defence has been a shambles. And the way that our team are playing right now, the way we're ticking Jorginho, 1 touch, 2 touch, fast moving, the way we're attacking as well. Hazard on fire, best player in the league, always been the best player in the league, the way he's popping up, etc, etc. I think it'll be too much for United to handle, and for that reason I believe Chelsea will win this game 3-1. Leave me your score predictions and the predicted lineup in the comment section below. And also all my social media links will be in the description. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.